Every single one of us has a story about how God's love and work was manifested in our lives. I've heard people often say, you cannot argue with someone's story. In our reading, Acts 9:20 through 31, we see Paul, a recent convert to Christianity, is already starting to share his story. In verse 19, it says, Saul stayed with the believers in Damascus for a few days. He's just been converted. During those few days, he is probably receiving instructions about what God has done in his life. Then we read in verse 20 these words, and immediately he began preaching about Jesus in the synagogues, saying, he is indeed the Son of God. All who heard him were amazed. Isn't this the same man who caused such devastation among Jesus' followers in Jerusalem? They asked, and didn't he come here to arrest them and take them in chains to the leading priests? They're like, wait a minute. His story has completely shifted. All Saul is doing is sharing the good news of Jesus through his story. And through his story, people are amazed. If Jesus has done a work in your life in any form or fashion, you have a story. Today, ask Jesus for the opportunity to share your story with someone else. It might be a friend, it could be a loved one, it could be a coworker. But if you ask God for the opportunity, he will provide. Which brings us to our question. Am I sharing my story? You might not have all of the answers to every biblical question that is out there, or be able to articulate all of the finer points of theology to people around you. But you can share your story. Look for opportunities to share your story as you follow him today. Never forget, you are loved to love others. I will see you tomorrow.